I hate to curse you with this knowledge, but there's something called Discord E-Kitten servers where you need to pay money to rent your own little E-Kitten. And there are E-Kittens that are minors. And I'm going to show you how delusional and disgusting these servers are. And then I'm going to tell you the dark truth of E-Kitten Discord servers by talking about the Fun Time Kitty Club and Pretty Kitty Hangout. Now, before we get into the rest of this video, I just want to figure out who's running this Discord server. Are we dealing with the new Epstein of Discord, or are we dealing with a teenager trying to run this stuff, which would be a horrible recipe for disaster? But taking a look at the server info of the server, I need to blur a lot. The server owner, if we open up their profile, they like playing Roblox. In fact, they have connected Roblox accounts to their Discord account, and one of them is this. I don't want to show you the name, but it includes doll, and we have a fucking Roblox avatar throwing it back. Maybe I'm taking things out of context. So I look at their other Roblox account, and there we go. We have someone who looks normal. Oh my gosh, it's just a normal person. Until I scroll down and I look in their store, and they have a shirt that says, "A good man breaks your headboard, not your heart." We have this in Roblox, a kid's game. What the fuck? In fact, going back to this person's Discord account, it turns out they are a 14-year-old tired little doll. I wanna
live happily and gamble all my money at a casino.
And the worst part is we're in 2026 and their account was made back in July of 2022. They're 14. They've had this account for almost 4 years. The math is not mathing here, bro. What the fuck? All right, let's just look at the server. I need to get through this video as fast as possible. My sanity is already gone. So the first thing that I saw when I looked at this server is that they had a channel called DM, where people would post their DMs are open and ready for people to chat with them. And I saw this person here. Sorry, let me get really professional here. Selling pics for Robux, safe for work, and DMs open, looking for a $5 Nintendo card. And the worst part, this is a 13-year-old who is saying this. You need to be 13 to use Discord. So they made a Discord account as early as they possibly could so that they could sell pics for Robux. I hate to say it, but from what I've seen on Discord, this person is just on the track to becoming a victim. In fact, things get even worse because I saw this person who posted in the menus channel where they list off all the things that you can pay them to do. This person is a 16-year-old girl, and she will do safe for work RP with you for $5, and if you thought, oh, that wasn't up enough, no, you can rent them as a girlfriend for $20 to $30 a week. Yeah, can we have a one-to-one for a second? You know, let's just step away from the server for a second. Just you and I were talking to each other, right? Who would pay $20 to $30 to rent out a 16-year-old girlfriend? You're absolutely right. Predators will be doing that, and these people don't see it. But one thing I did see though is that the admin of the server, they pinged this person saying you can't do rent a girlfriend or fake girlfriend as a minor. So they got in trouble for doing that. And guys, this is fucking crazy. It has been over a month and this hasn't been deleted. What the fuck? Now, this person here, I have blurred it for my own sanity at this point. This is a photo of someone who is in a very small skirt. And looking at this person's roles, they are a verified minor. And it gets worse with this person because they have a menu of what they do. Now, I want to point out, they say that it's safe for work only. They're a minor. So there's no bad stuff happening here. That's the excuse, the delusion that these guys use. They're like, guys, it's safe for work. It's okay. Until you look at this person's menu and you just use your brain, man. Like, this person will give you pictures, custom outfit and pose for $15, face and custom outfit plus a pose for $17. I feel like this should be obvious, like I shouldn't even have to say this, but people that are asking you for a custom outfit and custom pose, like a custom pose, are you fucking kidding me? No one is buying this unless you got your invite rejected to the little St. James Islands with Big Jeff. Now at this point, I already lost my faith in humanity. Seeing children put themselves at risk for a $5 Nintendo gift card, it killed me on the inside. But I decided I needed to do my duty. So I ventured deeper into these E-Kitten servers, and I hoped I would find a server that did things right, to be an example to everyone else. And judging by the amount of tabs I have open, we're fucked. shocked. When I first joined this Discord server, I was genuinely thinking that things might have gotten better because I saw that they had an awareness category where they talk about a blacklist. They have people reporting possible minors, people lying about their age, predators, and they had a warnings channel that has a thread of free... Okay. I guess the red flags were obvious at the start. Now, this reports channel I'm going to focus on a lot because this is really where I saw most of what actually happens on these E-Kitten servers. We have this one report of a minor selling NSFW content, and the way this person was found out is that on one server, they were selling fan signs, NSFW or safe for work, doesn't matter. You could have photos of thighs, under blank, and just in case you thought maybe, nah, that's not NSFW. They literally have a personal blank service where you pay $1,000 a month for them to be your personal blank. Is this a pimping Discord server? Like, genuinely speaking. And they don't just take money as payment. No, they take Robux, you know, Roblox, a kid's game, or COD points. But this person is advertising all this, that they'll do it for money. And in another Discord server, for their roles, they picked the role of being 13 to 15 years old. So we have a 13 to 15-year-old being a personal blank for $1,000 a month. The pause is intentional, by the way. I'm just letting that sink in. The only person that's going to have $1,000 to spend a month is going to be an adult that has a full-time job. That was just the first person that got reported, because the second report that I saw was a predator alert. And I'm like, okay, let's see what sort of predators we got going on. And they linked this DM here, where the guy said, "You do any not safe for work?" And the person's like, "I'm 16. Would you want me to? If you could." "How old are you, if I can ask?" 18. "No, I don't do NSFW. Don't ask minors that again." I just want to take a step back for a second. This is really what made me realize there is a massive dark side to this thing. Because would you want me to? It sounds like they are open to doing this as long as this person was a minor, because they ask how old you are. And I wonder what would happen if this dude said he was 16. Like, would this actually happen? And again, predators aren't going to be like, "Hey, what's up, man? I'm 45 years old, divorced, and I'm also on the registry." But by the way, this DM gets worse. It's a 2-for-1 combo, because the guy says, "A lot of minors openly sell, and I've bought from a good amount." This is the norm. This dude is literally admitting to facilitating CSAM content and paying for it. Now let's get to our final report that I saw, which was so bad it made me click off the reports channel and find something else to talk about. Because this person was reporting a minor selling bad content. And in the evidence they attached, they sent a screenshot of this person who says, "Hi, I go by blank. I am a 16-year-old who sells safe for work content, and I am assigned female at birth. And I'm pointing this out for that Fun Time Kitty Club server, which I'll be talking about." But in the second photo, again, another depraved dude reaches out and says, "You do soft NSFW? I'm willing to pay any price." And the girl says, "It's not usually a part of my menu, but sometimes I do." So these minors will say that I only do safe for work stuff. But the second some random dude who could literally be 45 years old says, "I'm willing to pay any price," they're like, "You know, that's so crazy. I was thinking about maybe I do sometimes do soft NSFW." And the guy asks, "What kind?" "Usually I'd be shirtless, but still having a bra on and showing off my upper body, rib cage, hip bones, etc. And sometimes also stuff and underwear." Every single time when I said, you know, the custom pose, custom clothing, like, I said would be bad. I feel vindicated now. And the report just gets worse, because the person behind it actually goes on the report and they say, "Hi, this is me. The soft NSFW in question are body checks. They are not intended to be naughty." Bro, we just read your fucking messages saying you're having a bra on, showing off your upper body, and doing stuff in underwear. How in the is that not intended to be naughty? But no. They're labeled soft NSFW because people claim they goon to it. This person deserves a trophy for the worst gaslighting I have ever seen in my whole entire life. This person knows what they're doing, and it gets worse, because they say that it's similar to stuff they also post on their public Twitter. This person posts their body showing a lot of skin. We have a 16-year-old posting this publicly on Twitter. Now, I want to point out part of their username where they talk about shed TWT or shed Twitter. Now, it's not shed as in stuff you put your tools in. That's what I thought at first. No. Yeah, no, you're really going to hate yourself learning this. Shed Twitter, it's actually SH and ED put together, but it's basically people will unhealthily cope with any mental illness that they have by mainly damaging their body. And they post about it specifically on one place on Twitter, and predators and people who extort women will use Shed Twitter to find victims. That is actually what happens. I have seen actual people who extort women on Discord say that they got their victims from Shed Twitter. But I want to shift gears a little bit. I want to focus more on the server owners again. Let me make this very clear. Our server does not allow minors to sell soft NSFW, nor do we partner with CSAM servers or servers that don't have good verification. My name and my team isn't going to be painted as the people who let people do whatever the fuck they want. I care about the server very. I work my ass off day and fucking night. I am trying my hardest right now. All I'm gonna say is that you trying your hardest is not good enough. Like, I'm gonna tell you this deadpan, like no more YouTuber voice, like just as an adult trying to be helpful for a second. You own a Discord server where you can pay minors to hang out with them, and they are your E-Kittens. The only people that are gonna do that are predators. And it doesn't matter how hard you try to stop this stuff. Minors being E-Kittens is doomed from the start. You shouldn't facilitate this behavior. You should straight up delete your server, because when this person is trying their hardest right now, it took me 5 minutes and I found plenty of rule breakers. The rule is that rent a girlfriend is not allowed for minors. This is the only logical thing I have read in this whole entire video, but renting a girlfriend is not allowed yet. We have this person here who says, my prices have changed, but I'm doing a 2-week rent a best friend for 1,500 Robux. And this person, they have the 18 minus rule. This person, you can rent them as a bestie for $1 a day. $1 a day, and you can have your own, how old are they? 13-year-old best friend. You know what? Just to show you live, I want to see how bad like the first one is. Let's see. This one is a safe for work seller. They're a soon-to-be puppy and cat girl. I hate myself. And they're 16. And guess what? This is actually crazy. They also do the rent a friend thing, bro. It's lip service, bro. You can't just say, oh, rent a girlfriend is not allowed, and then have people say renting a best friend. You're like, oh, no, it's completely different. The only people that are going to be renting a 13-year-old to be their friend are predators. The server is doomed. I tried my hardest, my ass. In fact, this Discord server has a previews channel, which is filled with people's faces and their selfies. Like, before I did all this stuff, I didn't have these images censored, but when I was scrolling through this, I actually felt disgusted. I felt gross just seeing people's selfies. And all I can imagine is that there is some predator who is browsing this like a Sears Christmas catalog, picking which person they want to turn into their next victim. Let's see this person's profile for a second. How old are they? Jesus Christ, bro. But for the minor that posted this, I want you to understand what's going through a predator's brain right now. What they see is that you are a minor that has your DMs open and that you will do anything for money. And that is the perfect way to start prying into you and starting to extort you. They're going to start building a rapport with you. They're going to be your friends, and then he just gives you money. It's a win-win situation. He seems like a nice guy. And then eventually this guy's like, you know what? I know I've given you like $300, but would you be okay with maybe showing me like a photo of you in your skirt with a little bit of thigh? You eventually do that for a little bit, and then the predator springs the big question on you. I know you're not comfortable, but could I maybe see a little bit more? I know you feel uncomfortable, but this is something that is really important to me, and we've been friends for a while, and look at all this nice stuff you've gotten because of me. You eventually send the photo, and congratulations. That is when they start extorting you and prying into you. If you don't send me more, I'm going to share this with your parents, I'm going to send it to your friends, I'm going to send it to your school, and that's it. You've become a victim. You are living in your own hell, which is all caused by you posting on a Discord server and advertising that your DMs are open and that you need money. And the problem is that despite me seeing this shit with my own eyes and trying to warn these minors about the dangers of doing this, these minors are unfortunately so far gone sometimes that it's so disheartening. One of my viewers sent me this DM where they were talking to a 15-year-old who had NSFW in their pronouns. And the 15-year-old said, yes, because I sell mildly NSFW stuff. And they say that there is a difference between blanking a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old willingly selling NSFW. They say there is a difference. There is no difference. And I want to point out that, again, this is another instance of someone in DMs who says, yes, I will sell NSFW stuff. On these servers, it seems all kosher. This person's trying their hardest, but in DMs, they just sell all this stuff. And that is the reality. In fact, the whole reason why I even made this video is because I found this court document that talks about the Fun Time Kitty Club Discord server and more. And it's actually uncanny how similar what I just showed you is to this court document and this dude getting arrested, because there's this guy named Samuel Eric Snell. For the minors that are being E-Kittens, just remember the guy that you're talking to looks like this. Wow, what a time to be alive. But in this court document, it says that from in or about October 2022 to December 2022, Snell was a member of an online community on the gaming platform Discord that would offer to sell services to adult customers, specifically minor girls referred to as kittens. And they would sell online companionship to adults, referred to as masters. Jesus fucking Christ. On the Discord channel in exchange for monetary payments, usually made through Cash App or in-kind gifts, like Discord Nitro, Robux, COD points. And some of these Discord channel names were Funtime Kitty Club, Pretty Kitty Hangout, Safe Kitten Connection, and Kitten Server Name. This all just sounds extremely familiar. In fact, it's literally everything I've talked about so far. But in this court document, it says, although some of the Discord channels publicly prohibited explicit content, member of these groups told law enforcement that not safe for work NSFW requests were made between community members in direct messages. Who could have seen this coming? Just like what I've shown you guys that is happening right now. Minors being like, you know, it's soft NSFW. I just show you me in my panties and bra. Or no. There's a difference between a 13-year-old and a 15-year-old willingly selling this content. Who could have seen this coming? But in the court document, it says record from Smells Storm Blackwood. Dude, this is like such a sketchy account name, man. Anyways, from his Discord account, it showed a large number of direct messages in which Snell solicited from his chat partners, many of whom self-identified as minors, images of themselves. And many of Snell's minor chat partners shared that they were grappling with gender identity, sexuality, and or mental health concerns. I literally pointed that shit out. We have Shed Twitter, mental health concerns. We have person assigned female at birth. They're grappling with gender identity and sexuality. Like, I'm not making this shit up. This is what is happening. And what Samuel Snell would do is he would follow the same general script when soliciting images from these minors. He would generally begin with solicitation for photos of the minor's inner thigh, and then he would specify that he wanted to see a little bit more. And in several instances, he then progressed to requests for even more revealing pictures, and in some instances, even solicited and received very explicit images of self-identified minors. And it gets worse, because Samuel Snell also sent minors electronic toys that Snell controlled remotely. They're known as teledildonics. So he would send things to minors to their home address or maybe to a P.O. box, and then he would solicit and receive depictions of the minors using those devices. And it doesn't stop there. It gets worse, because on at least 2 occasions, Samuel Snell took a minor to a hotel where Snell paid the minor $100 to engage in blank, and afterwards, Snell provided the minor with emergency contraception. And the crazy thing about this is that nowhere in the court document does it say that these minors were objecting to it. It seems like they were just okay with it, which again is like, this is why it's so disheartening to see this shit. I do want to say we do have a happy ending though, because he is going to jail for 20 years, but zooming out, this is the reality of these servers. We have minors that say that they're only doing safe for work stuff, and these people all pretend that they're trying their hardest and things are all okay. But underneath the surface, in DMs, they become willing to sell content to anyone that pays for it. So please, for the young women out there, $100 to turn into a victim, that's not what you want in life. There's other ways you can get money that don't put you at risk. Grow plants and sell them on Facebook Marketplace. Anyways, if you like hearing about predators going to jail, let me tell you, boys, there's a predator who's going to jail very soon who made a cringy rap song. So we eating good in terms of public humiliation. So subscribe or don't. I don't really care. I'm releasing the video anyways. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that one, sweet cheeks. Bye-bye. I love you. Mwah!